let's get into it real quick. Let's do a quick little shebang on a story time. So I ran into, well, I didn't really run into, but I was talking to another young lady a few weeks ago that I encountered while I was out with a friend of mine. We were um, at like a little club slash bar, whatever. And we just, you know how women do, we run into each other, see each other, oh, you look good, and this is that and the other. So we was just having a little split splat, a little back and forth of, you look good and I see you, you know what I'm saying, type shit. And then another young lady crossed my path, and it happened to be somebody I know, and she was like, hey, what you doing, telling your life story? Oh, you're intrigued. You know how people try to like throw shade, but you can't throw shade. You can't throw shade. Nothing about me is a shady tree. And no, I wasn't telling my life story, because my life story has been told, and it will continue to be told. It's not even a story. It's more so of a testimony. It's more so of the universe putting a vessel here to let you know that whatever you going through, you're not the only person who going through it. That's what I see me as. I see me as a healed wound, but an open wound to those who think they're the only ones going through some shit. You're not the only one. And the difference between me and you is you hide your life story, you hide your testimony. I don't have anything to hide. Baby, I'm open, I'm pure, I'm raw. I like my stretch marks on my titties and my extra fat on my belly and my cellulite on my thighs. And I don't give a fuck about the internet saying that my hair looks like this, because at the end of the day, it ain't gonna stop a nigga from trying to fuck on me. I'm very comfortable and confident with who I am and the things that I've went through and transitioned through in order to make me into who I need to be, not only for myself, but for my children as well. Baby, you can never shun a woman who done brought herself back up from the, baby, from the gutter. Okay, I've always had it rough. I've always had it rough. But because I made it look so motherfucking good, you might have thought that whatever you thought you were going through was worse than what I was going through, baby. And it wasn't. And that's okay. We're not here to go tit for tat and back and forth about who had the worst life. That's not what this is about. It's about what you did with that life, what you doing with that life, where you going with that motherfucking life that matters at the end of the day, because you woke up again. And that's why I don't like to say good morning. I like to say grand rising, because every day you rise. Think of whatever you going through, you rising above it. Every time you open your fucking eyes, you rise. I went through so much shit, y'all, that between pregnancy, being homeless, like you was like my life story, but do you even know my whole life story? Do you even know my whole life story? And if you did, I feel like those words wouldn't have left your mouth, because it's a lot of shit that you went through that you're not comfortable with discussing, but I am. I am. And even if I was sharing my life story, trust me, it's inspiration and motivation, and it's words of encouragement and those things that some people need in this life just to continue to carry on. A lot of women don't come up and come out of being raped as a child. I was raped as a child. I was molested as a child for years, for years. And even as a grown ass adult, those same people that knew what the fuck was happening to me, my family knew what was happening to me, will look me in my fucking eyes to this day and tell me I'm lying. Tell me if that's not adulthood, childhood trauma smacking you in your fucking face. And I battle it every fucking day, because I know my truth. And I'm going to continue to walk in my truth. And I'm going to continue to grow from my truth. And I'm going to continue to break generational motherfucking curses of what goes on in the house stays in the house. Baby, we not doing that. My kids ain't around no motherfucking pedophile, rapists, and molesters and incest having motherfuckers. And that's just a part of who my family is, and that's just a part of how they got down. But what did I do with it? I grew from it. And once I had children, I made sure my children had no motherfucking part of it. And now that don't make me better than nobody else, because we were never taught how to heal. No one is really truly taught how to heal. You have to learn that shit on your own if you don't have somebody in your life to say, hey, I did this. Or maybe you should try this. I meditated my way up out of this shit, y'all. Baby, I went down when I truly went down. So first of all, I tried to unalive myself when I was about 14 years old because I could not just take the weight of the world that was on my shoulders at such a young age, because I had already been through so much at such a young age that I no longer wanted to fucking be here. Do you hear me? I did not want to live. I did not want to see or breathe another day in this motherfucker. I was tired, y'all. I was beat up mentally, physically, emotionally, and worn the fuck out, and I did not want to live. But here I am, 34, still here in the thick of it, thugging it. When I was 14 was one of the worst fucking times of my life because I just simply did not have no reason, no purpose, no cause, baby. I cried so much during those times of me battling demons and having dreams about this nigga coming back to get me. I literally would be having dreams like every other night of this nigga coming back to do some more shit to me, and I just didn't want to do it no more. I just didn't want to fucking be here no more. So I said all of that to say the next toughest time I had in my life where I felt like that, I was pregnant with my 3-year-old child. And I had already had 2 kids that I was taking care of by myself. And I hadn't got pregnant in over 6 years. So I never wanted to have another baby. I never seen myself having another baby because I already seen that it was a bit much and that how a nigga will leave you taking care of his motherfucking child. And then yet here comes another nigga 6 motherfucking years later impregnating me with his baby and running the fuck off. Okay? Here I go again. Pregnant. Homeless. While this nigga's laid up, sleeping with another bitch, making another baby. Here I go again. So that shit put me like, that shit got, it led me straight into postpartum. And I battled with postpartum for 2 years. I didn't realize or acknowledge that the child I had was truly my fucking child and that I had no choice but to do all the things that I did not want to do, which was support, protect, and provide this mother for this child by my motherfucking self. And then as a mother, I felt horrible because now my mind space and my head space and my thoughts and my actions are not in the motions of me being the best that I can be for the children that I already fucking have. And then here I go, can barely afford to take care of these 2 little motherfuckers, having another one to fucking take care of that's now taken away from the things that I did have for the first 2 that I had. Now they have to get less of every fucking thing because here go my funds being extended to somebody else's child who's not helping me. That shit sent me down a rabbit hole for 2 years, y'all. I have never been in a place so dark in my fucking life. I have never thought about death, killing, people being dead, wanting people dead so much in my fucking life. Everything about me just wanted it all to be fucking over. Y'all don't know how many times I thought about taking my life, taking my kids' life just to get it all fucking over with because I was just so tired. But during that process, after that 2 years, I learned how to heal myself. I prayed myself up out of some things. I meditated myself up out of some things. And it changed my mind and I changed the way and the things that I spoke out of my mouth that changed my heart, that healed my body and kept my soul. That is why I am here. Baby, you could never. You bitches couldn't walk a mile in my shoes, baby, a minute, 60 seconds, 20. But you can if you know what to do and you know how to heal and you know who the fuck you are and who you want to be and who you see yourself being. I just was pregnant and homeless for over a year and a half. Pregnant with a baby, carrying around 3 other kids whose fathers would not take them off of my hands. We were sleeping in my motherfucking car, sleeping at all these random different places, people, houses, people saying they gonna take care of us, help us out, did us dirty, could have left us where the fuck we was. And I'm still here. And I carried my pregnancy in grace and I walked in grace no matter who was doing what. And I kept me and my kids together. You would have never known we ain't have no fucking where to live. You would have never. Some of you women could never. And that's not to play down on you, but it's a process and it's a healing process and it's a healing journey that we all can complete.